Welcome back. It's time for our big report. And this time we will be delving into an issue that has stirred up a national debate in respect, discipline and safety in our schools. Recent reports reveal a disturbing trend and a rise in cases of physical assault and abuse against school staff, from teachers to cleaners, by both parents and students alike. Now, one of those cases involving an alleged physical assault on a teacher and a cleaner at Rosebud Schools in Lagos broke over the weekend and has sent shockwaves through the community. And of course, a lot of people, who got to see that video. This attack, of course, has sparked outrage, raising crucial questions about security of school staff, the relationship between parents and teachers, educators, and the responsibility we all have in creating a safe and supportive learning environment for children.
A News Center's special correspondent on investigative journalism, Marshall-Anthoni Ononye, conducted an in-depth investigation into the root cause of this troubling incident. Let's take a look at his report on the Rosebud School assault scandal. Take a look.
This is a video showing a man identified as Mr. Ayofe assaulting a female staff at Rosebud Secondary School in Idimu axis of Lagos State. After receiving this video from a familiar source calling for the matter to be investigated, we moved to the location to find out the story behind the action. Initially, we faced the usual resistance from the school management, who did not want media attention on the matter. However, after several push, the school caved in and granted audience.
In the afternoon, he came and said he wanted to pick his kids. So he bashed in and pushed the lady that was at the door, the teacher on duty that was at the door, pushed her off. She tripped and went all the way upstairs, straight to the teacher's class. So Miss Elizabeth was like shocked, like, your son is downstairs, sir. School is over, so definitely it's downstairs. And then he said, no, I want my son, provide my son, produce my son. He kept saying all that. So we rushed him. Rushing in, I'm like, in fact, you must have seen the video. The HM just rushed in. She was shocked. I was shocked, and I was like, what's going on? And then she just tried to separate the fight. What's going on? That's when we saw that he was beating the sanitation officer.
The sanitation officer was in my class trying to sweep. Then she said, Ma, Esa, she has told you that your son is downstairs. Please check him downstairs. So, before you could know, he just walked up to her, pushed the tables which she had already pushed away to start sweeping, pushed it and went to her straight and started beating her up. I just picked my phone, I was recording, videoing what was going on. Lo and behold, he came to me again. In the video, if you can see, there was a kind of wavy movement there. That was when he came to still hit me as I was recording.
We were initially told that the person who was assaulted in the video was at the hospital for medical treatment. Before we were done with initial interviews, the assaulted staff, Paul Agnes, walked in.
So the man ran upstairs, was shouting and shouting. He said, where's my son? Where's my son? The teacher said, your son is downstairs. He was angrily shouting again and again. And I have to stand up that the teacher said, your son is downstairs. That's how the man started beating me and blowing me, collecting broom from my hand and be beating me here before the HM come and separate the fight.
Mrs. Kenny is a parent at the school whose child is also under the tutelage of Mrs. Ogri.
I think the wife quickly, because she's a police, so she went ahead to call the police people so that they all came. Before you look at it, they said they were going there. When I went to the station, the way the wife and the husband was, they insist that they should lock up the teacher. Meanwhile, they are the one at fault. Because she's a police, she wants to use the hands that, okay, she's a police, so they can do something.
We were told that you were detained at the station.
It was very traumatizing. Very, very. I wouldn't have believed in my whole life that I would, in even a second, standing in the police station, not even the cell now, in the station, not to talk of having a night of sleep in the cell.
From all the narrative, it was necessary to stop over at the Idimu Police Area Command. Upon arrival, we met with the Idimu Area Commander, ACP Olayinka, who admitted to us that he did not know of the case, but promised to look into the matter, which he said must have been reported at the Idimu Police Division. And true to his words, before our departure from his office, the ACP Olayinka summoned the DPO of Idimu Police Station to his office for further briefing on the matter. After leaving Area M, we tried to locate Mr. Ayofe, whom we gathered lived within the neighborhood.
Excuse?
At the address which we had, we met no one in the compound. Back at the office, several attempts were made to reach out to him via phone. None of our calls were returned as at time of filing this report. There is every indication that in the coming days there will be more to hear on this matter as calls go out for the prosecution of Mr. Ayofe. For News Central, Marshall-Anthoni Ononye.
Well, thank you to Marshall-Anthoni Ononye there for that compelling investigation. And it's quite troubling to see how, this all panned out, all just from trying to pick up one's child. But we reached out to the wife of the person who accosted the teacher, and that's Mr. Ayofe's wife. But she didn't respond. In fact, when we tried to reach out to her, she sent a message to one of our associate producers, and I'm going to read that message for you. And it reads, "Thank you for reaching out, for your commitment to the ideals of impactful journalism. Your dedication to delivering unbiased news to the public is both commendable and crucial in our society today, where clear, truthful information is vital for a well-informed community. It's encouraging to connect with someone who recognizes the role journalism can play in making the world a better and more transparent place. Unfortunately, my husband, Kolawole, is currently being held in Kirikiri prison, a situation exacerbated by a tailored video that circulated online, shaping public perception without the full context. As his wife and someone who understands the nuances behind the events that led up to this point, I would be glad to sit down with you at some point to clear the air. Right now, however, I am not in the right frame of mind due to the devastation that this selective portrayal has brought to my family. This video barely scratches the surface of a more complex situation, which includes concerns for the safety and welfare of our children, of which the school's principal was fully aware. In instances like these, where trending content can quickly shape a narrative, journalism has a crucial role in navigating beyond the surface, pursuing the full story, and fact-checking when necessary. I am grateful for your openness to hear our side and believe that your platform can offer a balanced view. We have witnessed firsthand how rapidly lives can be altered when misinformation takes root, affecting families, reputations, and children's lives. Thank you once again for reaching out. I hope we will have the opportunity to share a fuller perspective when the time is right. Warm regards, Omoyemi Ayofe. That is the wife of Mr. Kolawole Ayofe. So two things, she's unable to sit down. Another is that the situation has been skewed from what she said. And then thirdly, her husband is in Kirikiri prison at the moment. And so we have our guest who's here with us in the studio. She was there at the incident, also followed them to the police station, and she's also a parent in the school there. Her name is Mrs. Kayode Adebayo Oromosole. She's a founder. Kendi, I beg your pardon. Mrs. Kendi Adebayo Oromosole. She's a founder, KAG Foundation, and also a parent in the school of Rosebud Schools. Yeah. Well, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
She says that, from the message from the missus, yeah. She says that this has been skewed. Our own side is very important, that just a small clip has been altered to change the narrative. You were there from the beginning. From your own point of view, what happened?
Thank you. What happened was that I was at home that very day. My son, one of my sons, came to the, after closing, he came to me to say, Mommy, parent is beating my teacher. I was like, how can parents be beating your teacher for what? So, and So the way he was saying it, it was not himself. It was just like, Mommy, if you see what happened in school, parents. I said, okay. I just dressed up. I said, let me check. Because my school is in the my house is in the estate as well. So my house is not far from the school. So I said, let me just check to know what happened. So getting there, asking them what happened, the teacher was telling me what happened. I was like, how can that be? That is not right. Then all the streets was messed up. People were there, a crowd and all that. So I went straight to the streets down there where they are all there with the policemen and all that. So I was asking questions that what happened? Because the owner of the school is not around for now. And I said that if we as a parent, if I said I should just leave it like that, the way they are going to write the teachers is not going to be right at all. So I just feel like, okay, let me support. It's something we can just solve amicably, then everyone should go. But getting there, I was told, is the wife that called the police people, and they came in to start harassing. Before you look at it, they arrest them. So I just feel like leaving the teachers alone is not something right by me as a parent, since the owner is not around. So I said, okay, since no one to follow them, I volunteer myself to follow them to the station. So that was what happened. So
do you have any idea what, got the suspect, I believe, enraged?
Okay, what happened that day was, I was told, because I was not there, but I was told that the teacher came in to ask for his children. I think he has 2 or 3 children, I don't know, but he asked for his children. And whenever they close, in Rosebud School, they don't allow teachers upstairs.
So you mean the parent came in to ask for his children?
Yes. So they don't allow people upstairs. Once you want to pick your children, you go to the gate, they bring out your child or your children, then you go. So I think maybe he didn't see his son downstairs. So instead of him to be patient, for him to just ask, oh, where's my son? Oh, he's coming or whatever. So he just, because I believe something, he was angry. So he just went upstairs angrily. And according to what I heard, he was asking the teacher was in the class. So he was asking the teacher, where is your son? And the teacher was saying, oh, your son is downstairs. So for the teacher to say your son is downstairs, then you go downstairs to look for your son. It's a school that everywhere is locked. It's a fence. It's something that is, there's a gate. So there's no how, there's no how your son will just got missing. It's in the school premises. So the teacher told him that, oh, your son is downstairs. Before you look, I think maybe, I don't know what happened to him, that it was just, and the cleaner was there. Because whenever they close, the cleaner would do a duty as something. So she was there sweeping. And according to the cleaner, she was not even feeling fine. But she tried her best to come to the school because she don't want to give an excuse on. And the cleaner was saying, oh, sir, she said your son is downstairs. So before you look at it, she was just, I didn't even see the video at first. It was later that I now saw that they now showed me the video. I said, what? But even as at that, I was trying to plead to the parents that, please, let's just settle this thing so that it will not escalate. It's not, so I was, but you know policemen, once they come in to arrest you, they don't want to listen to, all they do is just to arrest you, then you go to their station.
It's quite interesting that in picking up a child, it now went from just looking for your child and wanting to pick up your child after close of school to now getting police involved and taking the teachers to the police station, and now Mr. Ayofe is now being held in the Kirikiri prison.
According to the wife.
According to the wife, right? So you followed them at first to the police station.
Yeah.
When you got there, when they were giving their statements, what did it appear to look like, for you?
And when I got there, what I just observed is that they were asking questions to both parties. Mm-hmm. They asked the parents and the teacher. Mm-hmm. So everyone was just saying, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened. So before you look at it, they said, oh, where's the video? Because when the teacher was explaining, she said she had to video when he was beating the cleaner as an evidence that as a parent, you are not even allowed, and it's not even right for you to beat a cleaner.
Right.
You understand? So she said she was videoing it, But when the man saw that, okay, why are you videoing? Did I say, who said you should video this one? So the man himself wanted to beat the teacher. So seeing that, they said he should delete the video. That they should delete that. Who is with the video? They said is with the admin, and they called the admin and okay, delete the video. And I'm sure the reason why they said delete the video is because they don't want it to go viral.
I think let's make something very clear here, right? No matter what an adult or anybody had done to you, it doesn't matter who, whether it's a child, whether it's your mate, whether it's an adult or an older person, nobody should have to raise their hands at anyone. That is a clear case of assault. Let's just make that absolutely clear. Whether the teacher is in the wrong, whether the cleaner is in the wrong, whether whoever is in right or wrong, there's no place to raise hands on anyone, especially in a school premises.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
I think that I just wanted to make that absolutely clear, just so that our viewers don't get it, that we're trying to find out whether or not she deserved to be beaten. That says remove this. Nobody should have their hands raised on them at all.
It's even a big trauma for the children, because the children were in the class when that happened.
Okay, let's talk about, I mean, the suspect, Mr. Ayofe, and of course, wife, will maybe be given the right to defend themselves, you know, if it gets that far. And of course, you know, share their own side of the story. You know, he probably be able to share, you know, the reason that he got so enraged. You know, I have no idea what it will be.
Right.
But I want to talk about, you know, the safety of teachers and, you know, parents.
Right.
You know, has that been a concern, you know, over time? You know, is this, you know, one more reason why maybe teachers need to be protected better, you know, in schools? School authorities need to take more responsibility in protecting their teachers and the likes?
Yes, as it is, the teachers and the teachers need to be protective. And the reason why I say so is because you know that teachers, you know, their children, as in the students, they're always, whenever you see that they close, like this one that just happened, even before it's happened, they don't joke with their students.
Yeah.
They don't joke with them. And whenever they close, they always make sure that everything works perfectly well for the teachers not to complain. So what I just saw there is for the Mr. Ayofe, what did you call him? I think something happened, because before then he has been complaining that that they rubbed something on his son's head. They did this on his son's head. They did this on, so to me, it's something that even though you are angry at that very particular day, it's not something that you now use violence on the teacher. Whatever that is making you upset is what you can call the school authority.
Sorry to cut you, also again. I have to ask about the school itself, right? Because I just remember the message that she sent to our production team, and she was saying that that this has been skewed, something has been, she sort of leaned or insinuated that something had been happening long before this meltdown from the husband. So I have to ask you, you are a parent who has how many children do you have in the school?
2.
You have 2.
Yeah.
And how old are they? How long have they been? I mean, you don't have to tell the age, but how long have they been, have they been in the school?
Yeah, my son started with them from year 1. From year 1, that's primary 1.
All right, and so that's how long now?
He's in year 5 now.
So that's 5 years.
Yes.
Have you had any issue to the point where, you know, it's like pulling hairs with, you know, the administration of the school? Have you been frustrated at the way that they do things, whether the ethos, their tenants, or just basically the admin staff, or how they conduct themselves when it comes to the children?
Not at all. In fact, I can even say Rosebud is one of the best schools.
We're giving them free credit.
Oh, sorry. Did you know why I said so?
Right.
Because my son has been to other schools. At least he has been to like 2 or 3 schools before coming there. Even when coming there, I was like, this school be like the way the school it was before. But when I use the first time, the second time with them, so I announced that, this is how the school is. Not because of anything, or maybe because I just want to upgrade them or any. No. Their standard, everything is just okay by me.
Okay.
And as it is, if I have any complaint to them, the only thing is either I call the admin or I go to the school, then I see the secretary to let them know that, this is what I want. And they did it.
Okay, but away from this particular school, you know, would you understand parents in Lagos, generally, who have fears concerning the administration of private schools in Lagos and the safety of their children, would that be an understandable concern that you have? If a parent says, well, I'm a little cautious, private schools in Lagos, because we've heard of, previous incidents. I don't want to mention them now, that eventually went to court. Lagos state government got involved. Some of the schools were closed down and all of that. And, I don't know that there's been any one in particular where anybody can say, well, the victim or the parents, got the justice that they deserve. But of course, the cases
someone was held culpable
yeah, exactly, for whatever happened to their child. But of course, this is not saying anybody's guilty here or there. But would you understand that fear that a parent would have for a private school in Lagos?
Yeah, that a private school in Lagos, a lot of things happened. So, and now private school now, they are being very extra careful because they don't want such or anything or any trauma or anything to happen to them.
Yep.
So, and in school, there are some schools that, that they want judgments, they want this, they want that for government to do something. And to me, it's with the parents that we need to be careful while taking our children to a private school. When we take our children to a right private school, and before you take your children to a school, you need to verify to know who the school, to know the school very well before doing that.
Do your homework.
Yes, to know the school very well. Because if you didn't do that and you take your school to the school and anything happened to it, at least you are to be blamed. Before I take my son to the school, I don't know, I'm new in the estate and the school is in the estate.
Yep.
But at least I asked one or two people about the school. And they said, no, the school is okay. So when I said that, okay, then I move in. So I was watching. Anything that happened to me, I always ask my son, what happened? And even though if I didn't ask my son, there's nothing that happened in school that my son will not tell me.
It's very interesting that the IOFS, they have 3 children, you say, in that school. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you put one and then put another, put a third, isn't that a testament to how fair the school is? I would say good. I think fair is the right word. But I mean, Mrs. Kennedy, I must say thank you so much for coming on and just having this conversation with us. Again, we're going to share with you the response from Mrs. Ayofe, who is the wife of Mr. Kolawole Ayofe. It's now up on the screen there, and I'm just going to just read it there for our viewers. It goes, thank you for reaching out and for your commitment to the ideals of impactful journalism. Your dedication to delivering unbiased news to the public is both commendable and crucial in our society today, where clear, truthful information is vital for a well-informed community. It's encouraging to connect with someone who recognizes the role journalism can play in making the world a better and more transparent place. Unfortunately, my husband, Kolawole, is currently being held in Kirikiri prison, a situation exacerbated by a tailored video that circulated online, shaping public perception without the full pretext. As his wife and someone who understands the nuances behind the events that led up to this point, I would be glad to sit down with you at some point to clear the air. Right now, however, I am not in the right frame of mind due to the devastation that this selective portrayal has brought to my family. This video barely scratches the surface of a more complex situation, which includes concerns for the safety and welfare of our children, of which the school's principal was fully aware. In instances like these, where trending content can quickly shape a narrative, journalism has a crucial role in navigating beyond the surface, pursuing the full story and fact-checking when necessary. I am grateful for your openness to hear our side and believe that your platform can offer a balanced view. We've witnessed firsthand how rapidly lives can be altered when misinformation takes root, affecting families, reputations, and children's lives. Thank you once again for reaching out. I hope we'll have the opportunity to share a fuller perspective when the time is right. Warm regards, Omoyemi Ayofe. Now, I want to say that to Mrs. Omoyemi Ayofe, that the invitation is still well open. We want to still have you come sit with us either on Breakfast Extra or on Breakfast Central or Jasiri or any of our programs where we can have a more rounded discussion so we can hear your side. The invitation is still very much open.